All right, so in this video we have some extra practice for adding and subtracting polynomials practice problems. So starting up here at the top, the directions say simplify for the entire page. Looks like we have 6 questions here. Let's zoom in. In number 1, there are no parentheses indicating that we're adding or subtracting the polynomials here. So we just need to combine the like terms. And again, when we're combining the like terms, we start with the terms that have the highest exponent. So we'll start here with the cubed terms. Negative 2x cubed plus 5x cubed. When you're combining like terms, remember you add the coefficients, negative 2 and 5 gives us 3. The variables and their exponents stay the same. So negative 2x cubed plus 5x cubed makes 3x cubed. Then we're going to go to the square terms. We have negative 7x squared and another negative 7x squared. Negative 7 plus negative 7 makes negative 14x squared. And then we're going to go to the x terms. So we have a negative 3x and a positive 3x. And of course, negative 3 plus 3 makes 0. So those terms are canceling each other. At the end, we have the constant terms. We have 4 plus 9 making 13. On number 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms with combinations of a, b, a squared, b squared. So we got to look carefully for the like terms. I'm going to start with this first term because when you have more than one variable, it's difficult to say I'm going to start with the highest exponent first because they are usually all mixed up. So we'll just start with this first term, is a squared b. Let's look for any other terms that have a squared b. This is ab squared, which is not the same thing, and this is ab. This is ab squared. So this one and this one will be like terms. We'll do those next. This is a squared b. So this is like terms with my front term up here, a squared b. A squared b. This is just a. So these two terms are the first ones we're going to start with. This is a 1. This is a negative 4. When I add 1 to negative 4, I get negative 3. The variables and their exponents stay the same, so it's a squared b. I'm actually going to cross these out this time just to keep myself from being confused. Then I'm going to look for any terms that are ab squared. This is not ab squared, but this is. So these are like terms. When I add them, negative 7 and negative 8 make negative 15. And the variables stay the same. And they're gone now. So it looks like at the end I have 5ab, and I have this 3a, but 3a and ab are not like terms. So this one's going to go next. And then the plus 3a at the end. Now, I don't want you guys to stress out about what order you have them in, because when you have more than one variable, it really isn't going to matter what order you write these terms in. So if you decided to start with the ab's first, and you wrote 5ab, and then you wrote plus 3a minus 3a squared b minus 15ab squared, these are the same exact terms that you have up here. As long as your signs are the same, your answer is the same. It isn't going to matter what order you write these terms in. If you're working in iMath AS for your online homework, it will accept these terms in any order as long as you have the right signs on them. So you're okay. Don't stress out about what order you combine your like terms in. Unless, of course, like in number 1, there's a clear path to descending order because there's only one variable. If there's only one variable, you should definitely be writing in descending order. So on number 3, we're going to add a binomial plus a trinomial. Remember, a binomial is 2 terms, a trinomial is 3. We're going to add them. The binomial at the front, we can just drop the parentheses. It isn't going to change. Nothing's being distributed. The trinomial at the back, since this is a plus, we can just drop these parentheses, and we have negative 6x squared plus 2x minus 5. And now we're going to combine these like terms in descending order. 1x squared minus 6x squared makes negative 5x squared. Then the positive 2x There are no other x terms to combine with it. And then we have these constants at the end here. -5 and -5 make -10. On number 4, it's a similar type of question. This is an add a trinomial plus a trinomial. There's nothing to distribute, so you can just drop the parentheses. And start looking for like terms, starting with the highest exponent. -a squared, that's a -1a squared, and a +1a squared cancel each other. -1 and +1 make 0, so these are gone, and we have no more squared terms. Then we have +9a and another +9a. When we add 9 plus 9, we get 18a. And then we have a -1 and a -8 makes -9. And on number 5, as we're dropping the parentheses, here we have a trinomial and another trinomial. We have to be careful of this minus sign because this minus sign has to distribute to this trinomial behind it as we're dropping the parentheses. And it just changes the signs. So the first trinomial, 5x squared minus 3x plus 2, not changing, but we're going to distribute this negative sign back here, and that's going to change the signs on these terms. Now we start combining like terms. Do the squared terms first. 5x squared minus 2x squared. 5 minus 2 is 3. So we have 3x squared. Then the x terms, -3x plus 7x. -3 plus 7 makes 4. So we have 4x. And then the constant terms, +2 and +2 make 4. And number 6, same type of question, a binomial, and then it's going to subtract this trinomial from the binomial. When we do the subtract, we have to remember to distribute this negative sign, but the binomial at the front will stay the same. So -x squared minus 4x, then distribute -x squared, -6x, +2, because negative times negative makes positive. Combine like terms, starting with the squares. -1 and -1 make -2x squared. Then the x's, -4 and -6, make -10x. And at the end, there's only the one constant term. Okay, on this page we have 6 more. So we're just going to continue on with this practice. Oh, this time we have 3 binomials being added together. But remember, when it's add, you can just drop the parentheses and combine like terms. Everything stays the same. So we have -8x plus 7 plus 5x minus 3 plus -2x minus 7. Now, technically, you don't need both these signs, but it's okay. I wrote them both. We know it's a -2x. So there are no squares, so we're going to start with the x terms. -8x, +5x, -2x. Well, -8 and -2 make -10x. We know that. But then we have this +5x. And when I put those together, I get -5x. And that takes care of those x terms. Looks like after that, we only have constants. We have a 7 and a -3 and a -7. Well, what do we know? We know +7 and -7 cancel each other. So all we have left is the -3. So -5x minus 3. On number 8, looks like we have a monomial, and then we subtract a binomial from that. Then we subtract this trinomial from that. So these 2 subtractions are going to have to distribute as we drop the parentheses. So we'll start with this first binomial, -3x squared. Then we distribute this, the signs change. So we have -x plus 7. Then we distribute this and signs change. -x squared minus 6x plus 1. Then we'll start with the squared terms. Negative 3x squared and negative 1x squared make negative 4x squared. And then the x terms, negative 1x and negative 6x make negative 7x. And then the constants, positive 7 and positive 1 make positive 8. On number 9, more of the same. A binomial, a trinomial, a trinomial. This subtraction has to be distributed, but this is a plus, so it's not going to change any signs. So these are not going to change signs, only these back here when we distribute this negative. So we'll start with the first binomial, negative 2x plus 5, and then the trinomial, plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 8, and then distribute negative x squared, negative 5x, positive 3. Now combine like terms. Start with the x squareds. 3x minus 1x squared makes 2x squared, and those are gone. Now the x terms. Negative 2x, negative 4x, negative 5x. So they're all negatives. So they're all going to come together and clump up. Negative 2 and negative 4 make negative 6, and negative 5 makes negative 11. So we have negative 11x. And now they're gone. And at the end, we just have the constants. So we have a 5, a negative 8, and a 3. So the 5 and the 3 are both positive. So 5 and 3, when we put them together, then we're going to make positive 8 when they add together. Well, that cancels the negative 8. So all three of these, when you add them together, they're going to make 0. You can do it left to right if you want. 5 plus negative 8 makes negative 3, plus positive 3 makes 0. So these are all canceled. So this is our final answer here, 2x squared minus 11x. Okay, on number 10, we've got a monomial here plus a binomial. So no signs changing here, and then we're subtracting this binomial. So these signs have to change. So that's right. Let's do that. We have 4x squared y plus 6x squared y minus 2xy squared. So we really need to be careful as we're writing these. And then back here, distribute. So negative x squared y minus 10xy squared. Whoa. All right, let's look for, and again, I'm just going to start with this first term, x squared y. And let's see if we have any others that are x squared y. Well, this is an x squared y, so those are like terms. Are there any more? This is an x squared y. So those three are like terms. So what do we have? We have a positive 4 and a positive 6 make positive 10 minus 1 makes positive 9. So 9x squared y. And those are gone. Okay, this is an xy squared. And this is an x. Oh, that's all of our terms now. So those two are like terms. Let's add them. Negative 2 and negative 10 make negative 12. Xy squared. Okay, what do we have on number 11? Oh, two binomials. Not too bad. A binomial and then subtract another binomial. So we have to distribute when we do this. So x squared plus 3 from this first binomial and then distribute. So minus x and plus 2. And then combine like terms. Well, there's only this one x squared term. And there's only the one x term. But we have two constants, positive 3 and positive 2 make positive 5. And number 12. What do we have? We have 3x times this binomial, so we're going to have to distribute that 3x. Then we have a negative x times this trinomial, so we'll have to distribute that. So we got some distributing going on while we write new terms. So let's do 3x times 6x squared is 18x cubed. 3x times 2 is 6x. And then we're going to distribute negative x times x squared is negative x cubed. Negative x times 7x is negative 7x squared. Negative x times negative 5 is positive 5x because it's a negative times a negative. Now we need to combine like terms, and I'm going to start with the cubes. 18x cubed minus 1x cubed is 17x cubed. And then the squares, it looks like we only have one squared term, negative 7x squared. And we have two x terms. So positive 6x and positive 5x make positive 11x. And there are no constant terms. So we're done. See you in the next video.